Well, it's getting late into the fall down here, and I haven't posted a Barndominium video in quite some time. As far as the actual barn is concerned, I've done a lot with the tiny house over there. And the reason is the things are moving very slowly. So what we got going is the plumber and his crew have been hard at it, getting plumbing throughout each of the rooms. Found out that some of the layouts for the pipe drains and such were in the wrong place, so they had to do stuff like that. And that was another one there. We weren't real happy about that, but at least we got a crew in here that knows what they're doing and corrects the errors that were caused by the original person. Such a great time. Oh yeah, we've been trying and trying and trying to get an electrician in here, and we just can't seem to have any luck finding one. When you do find one, it seems like they never show up. Incredible the way it goes. So this here will eventually be a kitchen. It's going to have two islands, one there, one there. And all the cabinets will be lined up all the way along this wall. So it'll be like a galley kitchen. This will be a little pantry area. We originally were going to have them put a furnace downstairs, and then he said because of the way the beam sits downstairs, he said it would be better off to move the unit up above, up there. Thankfully, I had him put a floor in there because that wouldn't have been an option. And then after we thought about it, my wife thought it would be better to have a unit in the basement to control that area and a unit upstairs to control this area. So that's what we're going to end up doing, and then they don't have to try to get through the floor at all. Each unit will take care of the floor that it's on. So that would make things much easier. This is a little utility room here. This is the guy that we thought was going to do the electric, but for some reason he never showed back up with his quote. And when he did this box on the outside of the house, he kind of lined it up pretty crooked in relation to the ribs on the siding, so it looks really awful from the outside. I mean, we can live with it, but you would think you would try to get things aesthetically pleasing to your customer, which is something we had problems with our plumber also. Let's see if I can show you an example here. I mean, it's not a big deal because everything will be behind drywall eventually, but like I say, you should just want it to be pleasing to your people that you're working for. That one's not too bad, but you can see where it's wider at the bottom, and as you come up, it narrows down. I think there was one in the pantry that had an interesting look about it. I mean, stuff like this, there's just no excuse for boring an additional hole here, totally missing your target, and having to do another one up above it. And then they had to use small sections of pipe, which I understand, to get through each stud. But you probably can't see it on video, but right where this joint is here, this pipe goes up this way, and this one goes up this way. So now you get a joint that is not properly aligned. And if you haven't worked with PVC before, there's like a ridge that they call home. So when you push the pipe in, you push it home, basically. It's just a terminology used when you're doing the plumbing. And if it's crooked like that, it hits one side of the lip before the other. So you end up with the pipe that doesn't hit all the way to the home spot on the pipe, on the bell end. So once again, it's not a big deal, but if somebody like me kind of knows about it from past experience, you would think a plumber who does it every day would know the proper way to do these things. So all the PEX stuff, that's all new age stuff. Our last home, we had all copper put in. We really liked that, but everybody frowns on that nowadays and has gone to this stuff. So that's the way it is, I guess. I'll go back over to the garage real quick. This one's going to be a little bit extra long because I want to get caught up on everything with everybody who has any interest at all in this stuff. Hopefully I won't bust my rear on this here ladder. If you see the camera fall down, you know something happened. The black pipe for the gas line is laid on top of the floor all the way around. All the way around. See, what I wanted them to do, if you see how the gas pipe is down there, I wanted them to follow that line all the way down. And where that line is, I wanted them to drop this gas line like up around the corner right there so that it would stay off of the floor. So the problem is now is if we were to ever drywall this, that gas line is on the opposite side of the drywall, so that would end up having to all be boxed in. So that gas line, in my opinion, should have went on the other side, like on the garage side, down at floor level. And that would have freed this whole area up to do whatever you wanted to do. I'm not sure why these things are like this. I'm going to have to inquire why these 2x6s there and there are elevated higher than the floor. I just about tripped and busted my rear. So I'm 5'10" and my head hits right about here. So we got from here over to here as far as being able to walk up here. So that's not too bad. And then, of course, if you go between them, you can walk even farther. So makes like a nice little area to do something with. Another gas line. This gives you a different view of the living room you've never seen before. And the vaulted ceiling from bird's eye view. So just wanted to get a look at the upper level because that's something that has never been on video before. Got a nice little gap down here that's a little dangerous. Another one of the issues we ran into is this area I'm standing on is the ceiling, of course, for what's below me. And because this is all open to the garage, you're going to get cold air rushing up here, which would mean you'd have to insulate the ceiling down below. Even though this has already been blown in with insulation, you would still be trapping cold air in here, causing the downstairs to get cold. So I talked to the builder, and what we decided, well, I actually suggested at first, is that we build a wall all along here up to the ceiling, then just insulate that wall. Then this whole area will remain insulated from the roof. Then you won't have to insulate the ceiling, which would be a real pain in the butt, because if you spray it, you're going to get spray foam all over everything. If you use batting, you're going to have to work over your head and around all the plumbing and the wiring. And so it's easiest just to do this wall above here and the wall down below that's already there. Just insulate top to bottom on that side, and that will close this whole area off from the cold air that rushes up here. So that's how that is. But there should be nice storage or something up in this area. I was hoping to get the doorway somewhere along in here, wherever the steel frame allows the most room. So I'm gonna head down now and put the phone down for a minute till I get to the bottom. So yeah, I came down here to look at what that was that's projecting up above there. And it looks like they built some weight-bearing beams underneath that flooring. Of course, the flooring was never planned originally, so I imagine they just assumed that would have been not a problem having that higher than the rest. But now since there's a floor up there, it's changed that. We'll just have to figure out a way to smooth that out up there somehow. Oh, yeah. That one and that one are the ones that are sticking up above in the attic. No big deal. Just hoping to get things done. Oh, we never took you out to the deck. The deck finally got finished about a week and a half ago. And everything is all fall looking now. All the green's gone. But you can see the view from our deck now. You could just sit on a chair and play guitar, or write my poetry, or just sit back and relax. But the deck is 50 feet across the back of the house. I believe it's about 12 feet wide out to there. And this is that composition fancy board they sell now that's supposed to be weatherproof and long-lasting and all that good stuff. I was joking with my wife, saying I should get a model airplane and this would be the runway to take off on. So yeah, that came out pretty nice. And they put a little one, make sure I don't fall off this edge here, right down there. That's another little decking area for the front door that doesn't have stairways yet. So yeah, that's That's how far we've gotten on this side. It's so nice to see when tasks get accomplished, even though it's few and far between. There's going to be a septic system out there, and that's supposed to happen next week, hopefully. The HVAC guy is supposed to come in possibly tomorrow. Part of the problem is we're running out of having a place to stay. Because this was supposed to be ready enough to move into, but it doesn't look like it's happening on the time frame we had hoped for. So into the basement we go. In case you're wondering, they call this system a manifold system, which makes total sense. Like every sink, every toilet, bathroom, and kitchen sink, every one of them has an individual shutoff. So you can shut off that line directly and leave the rest of them on, hot and cold sides, which is pretty cool, I think. Makes delivery of the water a lot better, more efficient. That's the pressure for the well. We still don't have well water because we still don't have electric. So, but if we were to have kept the furnaces, instead of getting two, the original plan was to get one. They would have had to put the furnace above this floor, cut a hole here, and have to somehow do their ductwork all in front of this mess. So that's when the idea came to my wife that we should think about getting a furnace down here and a furnace up in that attic area. Then we don't have to go through the basement floor. They'll be on separate thermostats to keep it to the point where we can actually control this one to where we could actually shut it down completely if we wanted to, or keep it much cooler than upstairs instead of one thermostat, wasting a lot of energy trying to do both levels. So yeah, I guess they went shopping today. I was here earlier and talked to the HVAC guys. And it looks like they went shopping and brought some stuff back. And since we talked to them, the plan has changed a little. So I don't know if they're going to be able to use any of this stuff. But we'll see. So that's pretty much it, folks. They're totally updated on what's happening at the Barndominium. Like I said, everything is moving so slowly, I'd have to stand here with a camera for 8 hours a day to even see something happen. And if I did that, it wouldn't be very interesting because it's just a bunch of pulling PEX pipe through wood, drilling holes, and that's about it, and putting PVC together. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time from beautiful Missouri. Take care now. God bless.